Welcome back. This is the second lesson recording for IM1, March 5th, 2021. Just finished card number 9 and 10 from decimals. So what's the model? When you have a graph and you are able to write an equation, if you get the equation to be y is equal to 4.03 multiplied by 0.55 to the power of x, what does this 4.03 represent? What does the 0.55 represent? Well, 4.03 is the starting height of the ball, or what I thought was starting height of the ball. It started looking, I made it go through that point. It was 4.03. And that's how high the ball was dropped from. And then 0.55, or we could say 55%, because 55% is the percentage of this decimal value. That's the rebound rate. Remember, for tennis ball to be considered good, its rebound must be between 53 and 58, and 55 was what I got as the rebound rate. So using the model, you're going to be looking at card number 11 to card number 15. So you have many different graphs. In this case, what does this graph represent? What does this graph represent? What do you think about this graph? Which is the bad ball? Which is the good ball? Do you have any thoughts on any of them? So you're going to be looking at that now. Okay, here we go. Card number 11. Ball number 1. Previously, you predicted this tennis ball is bad. Graph a function below to help you figure out if the tennis ball is actually good or bad. Write your answer on paper for reference later. So if I was to try to graph this, okay, or write the equation of this graph, what would that look like? Where is the starting value? When x is equal to 0, when at the beginning, how high was it? It was at, y is it going to be good? It was at close to 4, right? So I can write 4 there. That's how high it was. That's in feet. And then multiply that by, okay, what is the percentage or the rebound rate, the proportion? Okay, to do that, what I can do is I can figure out what the y value is. Y value here is 4, and the y value here is 0.8. 0.8 and 4. What do you think? Should I be putting 4 divided by 0.8 or 0.8 divided by 4? Okay, so it is going to be 0. So it looks like, how, if I was to sort of eyeball it, how big do you think this height is? How high do you think this height is? Compared to this height. 0.4, this is 0.8, this is 4. So the ratio will be, would it be 4 divided by 0.8, or would it be 0.8 divided by 4? It looks like it's about a quarter, or maybe even less. Okay, so if I divide 4 divided by 0.8, I use the calculator and I am going to get 4 divided by 0.8 is going to give me 5. While as 0.8 divided by 4 is going to be 0.2. Or I can say in percentage, it looks like 20%. Whereas 5 in percentage will be 500%. Okay, so obviously, which is the correct one? It is this one, 0.8 divided by 4, or 20%, or 0.2. So in equations or in calculations, you always use the decimal value, not the percentage value. So it's going to be 0.2 all raised to the power of x. Oops, that should be 0, not O. Okay, and I can even put a parenthesis just to make it clear to me that it's 0.2, that it's being raised to the power of x. and that is the multiplier. How much am I going to multiply from the previous number to get the next number? You're going to multiply by 0.2, or I can divide this by 10 to get 10%, which is 0.4. And 20% is doubling that, so that's 0.8. Okay, so that's my equation. Next, previously you predicted this tennis ball is good. Graph the function below to help you figure out the tennis ball is actually good or bad. So again, I am going to write y is equal to, what is the initial value? Initial value is 4. Initial value is 4 multiplied by, okay, what is the ratio? What is the number that I'm multiplying to the previous number to get to the next number? How would I do that? I can quickly click on the value. 2.2 to 4. 4 became 2.2. So what did I do? The number that I'm multiplying is whatever the current is, which is 2.2, divide by the previous, which is 4. So I can even use that as a fraction right here. And I can say this, I want this to be 2.2 divided by 4. And then close the parenthesis. Okay, all raised to the power of x. That's going to be my equation. Remember, the multiplier is the one that is being raised by the power of x. The exponent is always x, and it is attached, it's being applied to the multiplier. And here we go. If I submit it, it grabs it for me. Okay, what about this? I can say this is y is equal to 4 times, okay, when I just look at this number, it looks to me like 2.2 divided by 4, so I am going to do the same thing. And then raise to the power of x. When I do that and submit it, what happens? It does not quite fit, does it? So it seems to be it's not following the exponential function very well. Okay, and even if I adjust this, it's always, some will be a little bit above, some will be below. This is not an exponential function. That is the reason. Okay, and so this is not a very good graph of the tennis ball. Card number 14. Previously you predicted this tennis ball is good. Graph the function below to help you figure out the tennis ball is actually good or bad. Write your answer in paper for reference later. So I can say this again is starting with 4. So that's, then multiply that by, what is the multiplier here? What is the value? 2.4 to 4. 1.44 to 2.4. So I can use either of that. So I can use 1.44 here. 1.44 divided by 2.4 because that was the previous value. Okay, and or raise that to the power of x. And if I submit it, it's going to draw for me. Okay, that looks like that represents this equation very well. It's an exponential function, and I got this value and divided by the previous value. All right, what advice can you offer another student for determining whether or not tennis ball is good or bad when you know the height of the first 4 bounces? Well, it needs to be that it needs to follow it needs to follow the between 53 to 55, or the multiplier is between 53 to 55. So let's summarize what we have learned so far. We've covered exponential growth and exponential decay. When you're dealing with exponential growth, the graph will always look like this. You start very small in the left hand side. As the x value is very small, it will look, and it's continuously increasing from left to right. While as exponential decay, you're starting very big, and then it gets smaller and smaller, smaller, smaller. Eventually it approaches 0. So exponential growth, you are repeatedly multiplying a value and that will multiplying by a number that is greater than 1, and the values will grow larger. Whereas with exponential decay, you are repeatedly multiplying by a number that is less than 1, and the values grow smaller. So in this case, exponential decay, remember we multiply by 0.55. Okay, so think about the zombie infection. That's the exponential growth, where the multiplier was 2. Remember? Oh no, the multiplier was 3, because every day 2 more people were going to get infected. So including yourself, it's going to be growing by multiplying by 3. Or the salary raise, it was 8%, so we multiply by 1.08. Or the D of overpopulation, although we did not cover this very well because we ran out of time. The tennis-ball bounce height, the multiplier in this case was 0.55, or between 0.53 and 0.58. So when you are multiplying by some number less than 1, if the multiplier is some number less than 1, it's going to be exponential decay, whereas it's going to be exponential growth when the multiplier is greater than 1. So finally, what you're going to close the lesson is by putting in the table of content today's date, and that today we covered exponential decay. Thanks for listening.